You're wasting cash on upgrades that offer zero real value, and I'm about to show you how to keep your wallet happy. We've all been there scrolling through social media, seeing our friends' fancy new cars, luxurious vacations, and designer clothes. It's easy to get caught up in the hype and think, I need that too. But let's be real, it's just a facade. Underneath all that glamour, many people are drowning in debt, stressing about how to make ends meet, and sacrificing their financial freedom for the sake of appearances. The reality is, lifestyle upgrades rarely bring us the long-term happiness we think they will. We're left feeling empty, still searching for that next quick fix to fill the void. It's a vicious cycle, and one that can be devastating to our wallets. So why do we keep falling for it? Why do we convince ourselves that this next purchase will be the one that finally brings us fulfillment? It's time to take a hard look in the mirror and admit the truth. We're trying to fill a void that can't be filled with material possessions. I remember when I was in my early 20s, trying to keep up with my friends who seemed to have it all. I would splurge on concerts, fancy dinners, and designer clothes, thinking it would make me feel more important, more liked, and more successful. But looking back, I realize I was just trying to mask my own insecurity. I was broke, stressed, and unhappy, and I thought that was just part of being an adult. But it didn't have to be that way. Let me tell you a story about my friend Rachel. She was making a six-figure salary, living in a beautiful condo, and driving a sleek new car. From the outside, it looked like she had it all together. But behind closed doors, she was drowning in debt, working 80-hour weeks, and feeling completely burned out. She thought that if she just made a little more money, she could finally relax and enjoy her success. But the truth was, she was just digging herself deeper into debt. I had another friend, Alex, who upgraded his lifestyle by buying a huge house in the suburbs. He thought it would be a great investment, and he'd be able to host amazing parties and have a backyard for his kids to play in. But what he didn't realize was that the mortgage payments, property taxes, and maintenance costs would leave him struggling to make ends meet. He ended up working multiple jobs just to keep up with the bills, and his family life suffered as a result. I could go on and on with stories like these. There was Emma, who thought that upgrading her wardrobe would boost her confidence, but ended up with a closet full of clothes she never wore and a credit card bill she couldn't pay. There was Michael, who thought that buying a fancy new watch would make him feel more successful, but ended up realizing it was just a status symbol that didn't bring him any real joy. But then, something shifted. These individuals realized that they didn't have to keep living this way. They didn't have to be held captive by the desire for more. They started to take a hard look at their spending habits, and they made a change. Rachel started by cutting back on unnecessary expenses, like her daily coffee habits and expensive gym membership. She began cooking at home instead of eating out, and canceled her subscription services she rarely used. It wasn't easy, but she started to see the difference in her bank account. Alex realized that he didn't need a huge house to be happy. He started looking for ways to downsize, and eventually found a smaller place that fit his budget and his lifestyle. He started to focus on what really mattered to him: his family, his relationships, and his community. Emma began to focus on what she already had, rather than what she didn't have. She started to see the beauty in the clothes she already owned, and the value in the relationships she had. She started to volunteer her time, and found a sense of purpose that she had been missing. Michael started to see the value in experiences rather than material possessions. He started to take his family on trips, to explore new places, and to try new things. He realized that the memories they made together were far more valuable than any watch or status symbol. As each of these individuals made these changes, they started to feel a weight lift off their shoulders. They started to feel more confident, more at peace, and more in control of their finances. They realized that they didn't need to upgrade their lifestyles to be happy, they just needed to focus on what truly mattered. So what can we learn from these stories? We can learn that lifestyle upgrades are often just a band-aid solution to a deeper issue. We can learn that true happiness comes from within, and that it's not tied to our bank accounts or our possessions. We can learn to focus on what truly matters: our relationships, our health, and our values. So I want to leave you with a challenge today. Take a hard look at your spending habits, and ask yourself, are you throwing money away on lifestyle upgrades that offer zero real value? Are you sacrificing your financial freedom for the sake of appearances? Take a step back, and reassess your priorities. You never know, you might just find that the life you've been searching for was right in front of you all along. Thanks for watching, and if you have a story about a time when you realized the impact of your spending habits, share it with me in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about budgeting tips and how to take control of your finances, check out my next video.